Hey guys, how are you? Welcome. I'm back with another video. And Happy New Year's to everyone. And I hope that you all are very blessed. At the time of this video, I hope you guys are all doing very well and that your New Year's resolution is already in fruition, right? Or it's already, starting to work for you, obviously. Today I'm going to do a video, and I really honestly don't know how I'm going to title it, but it's definitely going to say something to the extent of addressing the accusations of racism or being a racist, which ultimately led to a lot of other things that definitely were not part of the plan, or that were that that a lot of things that happened, the events that happened based on how it all started, all this nonsense started, goes all the way back to the very beginning when I first started on getting on the scene, trying to do the YouTube with the video game thing, and I'm gonna have to break it down, explain it very thoroughly as best as I can, because I'm going to make sure that by the time you finish listening to this video, you guys are 100% on the same page with me, whoever views it, whoever sees it, and you guys will know every little detail that you possibly need to know so that you understand if I'm right or if I was wrong, or if that justifies me getting constantly hassled and harassed about being a racist. So first and foremost, the first disclosure that I want to give here is this is not no beef video, okay? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of names I have to bring up in this video because there was a lot of things and people involved that led to this point. So for all those who try to be stupid and go back to other people and say, oh look, listen, this guy's trying to talk shit about you, or he's trying to do beef, I'm already laying it out there that it's nothing to that extent. Obviously, I don't have time for that, and a lot of the people, period, that I am going to mention, I don't have no personal problems or beef with. I don't even know them, to be honest, other than through, the video game YouTube scene. And it's going to take a while. I probably have to do maybe 2 videos just so I can get all the points across. I hope not. I'm hoping not. But so, all I can say is, sit back and listen and be open-minded. Hear me out. And maybe after everything's done, just maybe, and I finish speaking on whatever it is that I need to explain or say, or that I feel I need to say, because I really don't have to explain nothing to no one. I'm doing this only by my pure choice, because I'm going to nip it in the bud. I want to start 2019 fresh. I want to go from this point forward with nothing but positivity in my channel, because that's my choice that I elect to do. I want to concentrate on pop culture, movies, toys, and video games, to be honest. Hopefully soon, the fellas will be back. We got a new name for the show, and things of that nature that we want to do. We want to cut all ties with all negative outlooks on the past, and start fresh, because you guys that have been supporting us from day one, I think, deserve it, and have been truly supportive and good friends to all of us, especially me. So big shout outs to those who have been there since day one, always supporting me no matter what, which, that are good friends of mine to this point now. They're just not associates, they're my friends. People like E-Rock X, Sega Forever, J-Long 908, Ghost Rider 730, obviously, Mr. 100, The New Legal, aka Dorian, you know, Microbox of X, Tuckmaster, Master Chief, the Big Kahuna, and there's a couple more I might miss. And if I did miss, please forgive me. Oh, like Sega Man. Please forgive me, because it's not my intent. It's just I've met a lot of awesome people in the last 3 years that I've been doing this on YouTube, or trying to, you know. Always said I've never done this channel to try to become a movie star or become big. I only done it from the heart because I enjoy doing it. But if I get the cred and I get the following and the popularity that I make money, then God bless. That's a wonderful thing. That'll be the frosting on the cake, so to speak. So, to get right to it, okay, because I've already spoken for about 6 minutes and haven't really even started the point. We have to go back and start. And one thing I want to start with is me and many others around that are, in this YouTube scene, myself included. Some of us, right, or many of us, right, have grown up in what we call the urban streets or the hood or the ghetto, okay? And ghetto lingo is something that is very different from the norm in society. And I have had the privilege that not only can I speak the ghetto lingo because that's the way I was raised and brought up, but I can speak well spoken, well versed, and well mannered, because I chose to teach myself so that I can be in any situation and in the best of both worlds. The same way I speak fluent Spanish, and a lot of people may or may not know that. Okay, so the urban text, right, and lingo, language. There's a lot of different things that are said that may sound derogatory or improper, and in this case, racist. But in reality, it is not, because it's a street way of speaking, that we obviously grew up with, the lingo, that language. And one of the words that is thrown around a lot when I was growing up, because you guys got to understand, I'm Puerto Rican, okay? And I grew up in the projects. I still live in what we would consider the urban streets and in the ghetto. And basically 90 to 85 to 90% of the people in the projects were all African American, or as we say, black, right? My best friends, two of my best friends, okay, are black. Haskell and Vincent. I'm still friends to them today as we speak. And these are my brothers, and these are not the brothers that I've met on YouTube, obviously, like E-Rock and X and like Dorian and like obviously Sega Man, to give you an example. These are actual people I met in my life growing up that we spend many, many times and countless days hanging out and doing things. So one of the words that we used a lot was nigga, which is Nigga, which is not the derogatory term of nigger, which is ER at the end. And it is disrespectful and derogatory, just like they called us, Latinos, or Puerto Ricans in my case, spics, which is derogatory to us. Okay? So, I'm going to start from the beginning until the point where it got out of control, which actually even led to some events like the misunderstanding, for example, that I had with Next Gen just last year. And shout outs to him, and shout outs to Next Gen, because, he has nothing to do with the situation, but I have to break it down so you guys get a better perspective of what's going on or how it started. So, when I first came on the scene, I was very heavily watching a lot of Xbox YouTubers because there weren't that many to begin with. And one of them happened to be, Next Gen and the BGST crew, which, as we all know, had Showstopper, Warrior Ward, Crap Gamer, Tim Dog came in, I think, a couple of months later, or a year later, something like that, in the scene, where they said, oh, they wanted him on, and he never really showed up, and then he finally got the courage and came on. And then Mooch was added later on as well, obviously. And I remember when Next Gen used to do the videos, and he looked like he was like in the attic of his home before he lost everything in his house, in that incident. Or sometimes he would be like in an office or in his living room, it looked like, right? So I always watched them. They were very entertaining, very funny dudes. And they had good chemistry. And they always spoke positive about Xbox, which was great because a lot of people didn't like doing that. Period. And so when they started doing this, they started getting more and more recognition and growing as they started growing more and more. They started doing, I don't know if you guys remember, where they said, let's do Skype calls with the audiences that are watching, right? And they can Skype us in and talk about a topic or a question or ask us something or our thoughts on a subject. And you would call in. And then after you call in, obviously they all talk to you, whatever. And unfortunately, when I did call a couple of times. The very first time I called, I remember Crap threw a snarky remark without knowing me when it finished, saying, lay off the camels because of the way I speak or the way my voice sounds, that is raspy. So I guess he figured I smoke, which I really don't or didn't at the time anymore. Or, because I have smoked occasionally. I consider myself a casual smoker, but in the past. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point was, it was just funny how that happened. And my boy Ghost, I think, was the one who actually pointed it out. And I didn't even realize it until afterwards. Well, anyway, continuing on. Then Next Gen started doing solo projects where he wanted to do things just like Crap does on his channel with himself and his audience or his fans. And then he would do Skype calls where, he was talking about a subject. And I remember calling one day, I was right before I picked up my kids from school on a Skype call, and we were talking. It was real cool where I said, the word exbodians. And I don't know if he had picked it up from that point or not when I said it, but it was fun. It was a good talk, and it was, and he thought it was pretty cool. He said, oh, I like that, his bodies. I remember when he said that. And so that's how it started, right? Then one night, because Iron Wolf was one of the people that, did, Xbox stuff. I would watch Iron Wolf was another one. Kaleidoscope was another one. Big Kahuna was another one. Tuckmaster was another one. Master Chief was another one. At the time, I think it was Brodio also. It was Brodio, J-Long for sure also, and E-Rock, Kiss Move, and what was the other guy? Oh my man, the cool cat. I forgot his name. He looked a lot like Mike Tyson. Oh Jesus, I forget his name. He was funny cat. He always did the videos where he would be driving, his Baja in the mountains or whatever. And he had a video where he showed that he's a hunter and showed his weapons, his shotgun collection and stuff. Cool guy, nothing against him, but he was funny. And some, a little here and there. So I used to trickle around, but so one night I saw Iron Wolf streaming Shadow Warrior on Xbox One, and again, this is when I first started. And what happened was when he doing the stream, I went in, started viewing, and I said to him, hey, this, in the text, this is a dope game. Wow, looks pretty awesome. It's a remake of an older game, whatever. And he said, oh, cool. He's like, so then I saw him. I don't know if it was that same night, a couple hours later, or the night before. After that, when he was streaming it on Xbox through Twitch or whatever, I saw him on because I had friended him and he accepted it on Xbox. And so I saw him in the party chat, and I had sent him a text, if I can join the party chat. And when I came in, he said, yeah. So I was like, oh, cool, that's what's up. So when I went in the party chat, oh yeah, Cyclonus was another one. Cyclonus, and I used to also watch Pothead Gamer and Pop Off Gamer, and even Dillion. I think was still doing stuff at that point. Um, I don't know about K Mega. I don't know K Mega was still on the scene on Xbox by himself. I mean, he might have, but I don't remember. Anyway, so he let me in. He said, yeah, for sure, you can come in. We talked, and when I came in the party, there was a bunch of other people. It was Master Chief, Sir Merkham, J Long, Kaleidoscope. I think Ghost was there too. Because that's also when some of the stuff with DirectX. Oh yeah, Blazing Phoenix. Also, shout outs to Blazing Phoenix. Funny, awesome dude. I remember Blazing Phoenix too. Real cool cat. He was part of DirectX too. So those were the two I used to watch. I think the most was DirectX and BGSC. And then they're all stuff that did single. Some coffee here. Excuse me. So anyway, to get to the point. I came in, we talked, I had a great conversation. It was awesome. Long time. We talked about games, and I just met all these great people for the first time. Jay Long, I had met in a thread where I was talking to Warrior about something a couple of months before that. And, that's how I first met him, and he was liking my stuff, and he was real cool. So, Warrior was also another guy that was involved with BGST at the time, Warrior. So then anyway, and Sega Forever. He was also there. Sega Forever. The Big Lebowski. That's what it was. Lebowski. That's the guy. Lebowski. So then anyway, after that, we chilled. We became kind of friends. We talked. We did not became kind of. We did. We were being friends and hanging out and stuff like that. That was during the same time where I had called and told this guy called Next Gen, and we spoke or whatever when he was telling people to call in, that we're reviewing his shows. And I don't know at what point it happened, but for some reason, Iron Wolf, right? I don't know if he just didn't like me, or if he felt threatened by me, or whatever the case may be. He started saying things behind my back, which I didn't know at the time, about watch out for him, be careful. He's trying to get attention when he, is new to the scene. He has no right to just get views and pop in people's things that have been here from already for a while. He just came on the scene or whatever. And I was lucky enough that a lot of people were liking what I did and liking me in general, period, because of the fact that I was very knowledgeable in gaming. Okay, they didn't know this, but as I started talking, they figured it out, obviously. And it was cool because I was accepted. I was treated really nice and made to feel comfortable. Nobody treated me differently. It was awesome. And I just wanted to talk games and teach people what I know if they didn't know. It was awesome. And somewhere around those lines, at that point, when he saw that I would call sometimes, I guess, Next Gen in the Skype calls, he got mad and he sent the message to Next Gen. He thinks I don't know, saying, watch out for this dude. He's being an opportunist. Now, mind you, I never really talked to Iron Wolf like that. Anytime I talked to him, it was always in a party chat, very briefly, for a little bit, and all we talked about was games. Never in a personal level. But I did speak with Master Chief in a personal level for a long time. We had an hour Skype call because he found out that I was a toy collector and a He-Man fan, and I showed him my collection. I said, if you want, I can Skype you, call you, and show you my stuff. And he was like, oh, that'd be cool. And we had a blast. I showed him all something. He was like mind blown by how I had all this great cool stuff, and I was happy to show it to him. It was awesome. So, I guess because he knew Chief longer than me, he would go in party chats when I would not be around, and he would say messed up things about me, unbeknown to me. And unbeknown to somebody like Next Gen too. He just sent Next Gen the text. I know he did, because it got to me, but he doesn't think I did. I knew. And so, Next Gen obviously probably knew him longer too. Probably like, okay, I'll be careful, whatever, no problem. So he kept on talking about me. Until one day I went in the party, tried to say bye to everybody because it was really late. And I was trying to say goodnight to everybody to be polite because I was on for a little while and I didn't talk to nobody. And it went silent, and Chief was like, hey, Wolf, why don't you tell he about what you was talking about now that he's here? In a sarcastic manner, but I didn't catch it right away. And, afterwards, when I got to talking with Chief and other people, because it wasn't just Chief, it was other people that knew about it, they started to tell me, I Wolf is saying this, doing this, and this, and this, and this, and that. And at that time, Kaleidoscope and first it was Ghost Rider, and then it was Kaleidoscope, really wanted me to be a guest in DirectX. And because he wanted me to be a guest in DirectX, Wolf kept saying no. And the thing is that he would invite people that weren't Xbox guys and that were known for trolling, like let's say somebody like Jabari. Even though he was an Xbox-centric show that you knew he wasn't really gonna care about the Xbox stuff, because he has Xbox too, but he just doesn't care for the console as much as PlayStation, which is fine. But he would never invite me. And I started doing a show called, at the time too, Xbox Let's Talk Pod Chat, which I started to reach out to people that I saw were smaller with not a lot of views, just like me, that were awesome, that I thought did great content and that were really cool, and basically interview them one-on-one on how they started getting into gaming, so people would get to know them on a better level, more personal, and kind of give them more exposure by helping them by doing that, because I was having fun. And if you guys all go to my channel, you can see from the very beginning, I even did a video to help Wolf get to E3, because he had an opportunity to go to E3. He just needed some funds. He was short on funds, and we were his friends, and I felt it was the right thing to do to help him out. Because he had an opportunity that all of us would want to have, and we didn't. But here he had an opportunity to do something that we weren't able to do. And it was awesome. It was cool. So I didn't mind doing it. And I left it in my channel always. Never took it down. Just to show that I was always a genuine person with Iron Wolf. Because I always was. I never had any animosity towards him. I never had any beef. And I never talked bad about him. Ever. Ever. Like I didn't have a problem with the guy. But for some reason, he had a problem with me. So, to try to make a long story short, after that happened, right, or during the duration of this happening, I met Titanfall Princess, E-Rock X, Sega Forever. So I started branching out, doing things with them as well. And J-Long did a really nice expose type digital video through Skype with me and Master Chief, because he said that we were the two people he knew that were the most knowledgeable in gaming at the time. And he really did an awesome job. It's still on his channel, and it was a lot of fun. I think we did it for like almost 4 hours. That's how much we talked, and it was great. I mean, it was fun, and it was very informative. So we met other people, like I met Titanfall Princess and things like that. And I'm mentioning these names because all these people come up as it went along. J-Long invited me into Next Gen's group that was called Bang Bang. Unbeknownst to me at that point, Bang Bang was created in Facebook as a gaming group, but it was mainly created for trolling, to be stupid, act dumb, and, console war, to have a fun time. But Next Gen was always very vocal, saying that as long as you didn't disrespect family or children or wives, that he's cool. You could be in the thing. I was like, all right. I mean, it's fair play. We're all grown men. We should be able to carry our own weight. It's not a problem. And I met Dorian in there as well. And J-Long had given me the invite, and I started doing that as well. And one of the people, that kept saying messed up things about me, was basically Iron Wolf. He even went as far to telling people, like this young lady named Mamacita, which I only spoke to her one time on a party chat, that I was a woman beater, that I beat on my wife. And she didn't know me. So when I got on this party chat one day that she was there and he was there, and Jay Long and this other chick, it was kind of awkward, but I didn't know why. But then as I went on later on, Jay Long told me, okay, and I don't mean to bring his name up, but it was because we were talking, that someone told him that Wolf told her, or she said that Wolf told her that I was a woman beater. And I never spoke to this girl ever, okay? And you're going to know why I brought Iron Wolf's name up this early in the conversation. Because he's one of the people basically spreading that I'm racist because of comments I say, and I'm very clear, and it's not, and he's trying to twist my words. So, when I got in Bang Bang, I used to have a lot of back and forth argument. I even ended up having a big debate with one of the PC guys that was more PC centric, even though he played on Xbox, which was why in London. And I see on my channel the debate, really crazy debate, because he didn't understand where I was coming from, and he and I really didn't get to the point of any resolute. There was no real winner or loser. It was just a back and forth, very chaotic, not really calmed down, because I got my emotions got the best of me. He got invested and his emotions got the best of him. It got out of hand. It even got personal to a certain extent. It was just really, really not productive. I always left it there, though, to always remind me of my mistakes and try to, fix what I did wrong then to what I've done now in the future, with whenever I debate anybody. And that's why I left it there. It's kind of some, because I wasn't embarrassed about it. It's just one of those things that happen, when it comes with the territory, basically. So anyway, there was a lot of trolls in there, but it got to the point where the trolling got out of hand because people didn't like what either I had to say about Sony or about PC, because they figured I didn't know anything about this whole gaming thing, or I didn't know anything about PC, or I didn't know anything about gaming, which I did. And so I guess because they couldn't keep up with me in a conversation or in an argument, they got mad. It got to the point where somebody got into my Facebook, which I didn't know at the time. I had it public. I didn't know you could actually put it private until Jay Long pointed it out and told me. And so they got into my Facebook and started taking pictures that I had there of me and my wife and my family, and they started making a mockery within Bang Bang. Okay? And only one person was there. Well, I can't say that. There was other people, but that I still rock out with now, that were there that actually, looked out for me. The main guy was Dorian. And shout outs to you, Big Ball. Which is, we know him as New Legal. Dorian was there the whole entire time. He knows everything. He saw everything. He was the one that kept telling me, look, because he's just trying to make sure that don't talk to me about this guy and his family on his back, and be a fucking man and talk to him in his face and saying, why y'all getting to that point? Is this about games? Why y'all trying to get personal? They even got personal with him and put up a picture of his mother and his wife. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It got so out of control, out of hand. We have people like Daryl McCready and CeCe Beale and Brandon Hayes and Eric Pruitt, Ken Masters, which that was another guy that kept on saying different places that I wasn't even there. He kept saying things like, is he about to Dorian, because Dorian is obviously black, that I was a racist, and how can you be a friend with a racist if you're a black brother like myself, and try to make it about the color thing when Dorian's saying, nah, dude, you're misconstruing what he said, and you're misunderstanding and misinterpreting what he was saying. Okay, he's a street dude. He knows where he's coming from. He knows his culture. He's always been around black people or African American, however you want to say it, right? Because when I say the word black person, I'm not trying to disrespect them I just call them black because of the color of their skin. That has nothing to do with me trying to be racist. You know, they can call me Latino and it's not going to bother me, or Hispanic. That won't really bother me either. I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding. A lot of you don't understand that's ghetto talk. That same way I said the word nigga is like saying, you're my homeboy, you're my brother, or what's up with you, or what you've been up to. That's not a derogatory term. It really isn't. And people like Next Gen or Dorian, they know because they grew up in the hood. They understand that lingo. You know, a lot of them, like Livewire, like 100, but Big Kahuna, Tuckmaster, all these cats know. Sega Man, E-Rock, Kid Smooth, they all know because they grew up in the hood. And they know that that's not derogatory, because it isn't. It's not improper, not to us. You know, so anyway, during that time, so, you know, I had to address it to Next Gen and told them, look, Next Gen, this will happen. It got out of hand. I'm bringing it up to you. But he was busy. Every time I try to reach out to him, he's like, get in touch with such and such. I'm not going to mention their name. They were admins there, and tell them to help you out. It kept going back and forth to the point where I said, you know what, I'm done. Because what got me mad, or not really mad, but what got me upset and disappointed with Next Gen was that even though he kicked out the guy that started it, like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, someone else allowed him in, and Next Gen didn't either see it, or didn't realize, or just didn't think nothing of it. I guess he thought maybe we blew it over, it was no big deal. But when the guy came back in, what Next Gen had not seen originally in the beginning, or right away, was that he put a picture making a mockery comment towards me, like saying that it was quiet and Bang Bang, with referencing my wife. So I had it. At that point, I was like, nah, hell no. Because I know what I'm capable of doing, and I'll get to the point where I'll just do what I have to do and go after people. And I don't want to get to that point, because that was supposed to be for fun. It wasn't supposed to be to get disrespectful. And Next Gen was very adamant and vocal, saying that yes, that was not allowed there. But the guy who came back in, and he didn't really kick him back out, and that was Daryl McGreedy, which I have the proof on my phone. I have all the proof of the text when I talked to Next Gen and what this guy and this dude did at that point. So I told Dorian, look, D, I'm gonna start and go on my other way. And there was another gentleman named Israel Rules, big shout outs to him, and Dorian's boy, Christoph, and we all got basically in the same boat, in the same ideals, and we said, well, you know what, we can make our own group, start our own Facebook group where it would be only Xbox only, which is the DX Mansion, right? Or the X-Men's of the DX Mansion. It would be Xbox only, so that we can just talk positive Xbox, because everywhere you went, whether it was on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, even Twitch, it was always slander against Xbox. And to be quite frank, it got old and it got stale and it was just annoying. So I was like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. So I was one of the first members of that group. So we started our own group. And it started to grow and grow and grow. And we had, for the most part, always positive people. But when we started seeing other things going on, trickling here and there, that didn't feel right, or didn't look right, or didn't seem right, or we started to see iffy stuff, okay, from certain people, we try to make sure, do not bring nobody else's drama or problems or videos in this group. Just whoever's members of this group, and that's it. Okay? And for the most part, we've never had any out of control issues. And if we did, we cut it out right away, immediately. So during those events of that happening, more drama kept happening, like with Titanfall. It got to the point where somebody sent me some pictures of her being in a provocative situation, or nude, if you will, right? I tried to reach out to her and tell her, be careful, because it was told to me that it was Iron Wolf who did it. Okay? And it wasn't just to me, it was to several people that were made these claims. And so, she even got mad to the point because he started making people think that, we were doing him wrong because he had went to the PlayStation community, decided to be more PlayStation and not Xbox, and he screwed over the guys from from the DirectX and things like that, and it was messed up, but it happened. And so he was trying to play the victim role, like he's a victim. They treated me wrong. They're doing me wrong, which wasn't the case. And so, I had always considered Titanfall a good friend, and I told her, be careful, because I didn't have no reason to get access to none of those pictures. That was none of my business. None of my business. And to be honest, I think a lot of people did it because they really wanted some play from her, because she's a thick woman and she seemed to be attractive. I don't know how her face looked like, but at least her body is. So probably a lot of cats wanted to get play from her, but she didn't give them play, so they would get mad and ignore her or treat her like crap or say nasty things about her. And I thought it was really immature, so I tried to stay away from that. But I tried to talk to her privately by telling her, just be careful with certain people. And she even got mad at one point and tried to say that I was this and that with goofballs like Charlie Kyle and some other people, because that dude is bitter and saying all types of stupid things and get personal every time. And to be honest, when anybody gets personal with you, when you're having a conversation like adults, that's the one and number one proof right there that you hurt them, and that person can't get over you, and they have you in your mind all the time and can't get over it because you hurt them. Because there's no reason to get personal like you're a kid from high school or from grammar school, for that matter. Excuse me. So, that's how far it got, where I had beef with Titanfall Princess. Mamacita was saying things like, that I was a woman beater because Iron Wolf was spreading this, and he's saying I was an opportunist to Next Gen and to other people. That's why he wouldn't bring me on, because I didn't have the rights. All that culminated from all that stuff and started, and kept on culminating. Then when I was in, Bang Bang, I started getting a lot of haters because, I let myself known. I didn't back off. I wasn't going to back off, especially for people that didn't know what the hell they were talking about. They were just, clowns and dumb trolls, Next Gen said it very clearly. It's a trolling site. But they got out of control when they got personal, obviously. So I moved away from it. I want everything to be positive. I started my own group with Dorian, and we still have it to this day, thank God. And in there, then those trolls were trying to come in, sneaking with sending other people that we didn't know that were trolls, or trying to make fake accounts, and some of them came in. One of those persons that came in at one point, that I didn't even know he was there, was Post Up, which he's good friends with Next Gen, as you guys know. And I don't even know that guy. I don't know Post Up. The only thing I know was when he started being in the podcast with Next Gen, and I heard him sometimes whenever they did the Beast Fire or whenever they did the multiplayer podcast, because that's where I went in and had the debate with Porter Rock, and then Alex started getting personal, which he's another one, because he's young and he's dumb. He's trying to prove something by saying, oh, fuck this old man or whatever, and he started trolling and doing memes and all kinds of other dumb shit. So I knew where he was coming. I knew the angle. It was nothing new. That's why I reacted the way I did, to show him, listen, man, I may be an old man, but I got game. You ain't gonna come in here talking shit and think you're gonna roll all over me. It doesn't happen that way. Nothing that I'm proud of. I'm not saying that either, because it was kind of embarrassing, to be honest, for me personally. I felt it was a waste of time. It started as good fun with Porter Rock, because Porter Rock didn't disrespect me, but it got out of hand. It just did, because of Alex Escobar. So anyway, to try to finish up, because I've already been speaking long enough, I had put the post because me and obviously the admins, other admins in our Facebook group had the suspicion that we had a couple of spies coming in and out, trying to start beef between Weapon Wheel and Next Gen and things like that, and the multiplayer podcast, or Broadband Bullies or whatever. They're his friends, or the group that he created. And by this time, I was already part of Intro Media Gaming with Mr. 100 and all that stuff. And shout outs to Mr. 100. That's my boy, good friend. And that's how it all got to that point where it led to the misunderstanding with Next Gen when he did the video calling me out. Like if I had beef with him because Post Up, I believe, took a post that I put up, which was privately in our group. It wasn't meant for anybody to see any of the things. Plus, it was bait that we created. Well, I created because we were trying to catch the spies that we knew were there. And Post Up could have came to me in a DM and asked me, yo, why are you saying this about Next Gen? He's my boy, whatever. And I would have explained to him. It would have not been a problem, but he didn't do that. And that's what created obviously made it look like it was something else. And it got out of hand. And, it shouldn't have gotten to that point where when I talked with Next Gen, I had the feud or the, back and forth with that guy. I think his name is Garrett, whatever, David Garrett, I think is his name. Because it didn't resolve anything either, and it made it look like I was being a two-face with other people that that had never had beef with me, or that didn't do beef with me, like at that point, like let's say Next Gen, right? Because again, I never had problems with Next Gen. I was disappointed because he let the guy back in, so I left. I made the move. I left. Bang bang. But I pretty much figured because me and him spoke from time to time on the phone, and we were end up talking, and in the midst of talking, we would get everything cleared up in the air, and that would be it. Because when you talk to somebody like Next Gen, when you talk to them in real life, it's very different than what you see on camera, especially when he's clowning. That's just something that we do in the streets, and it's from the ghetto, and I understood that. And he's not that type of person. He's a very business savvy person, and he knows how to speak to he's very well spoken. It's not like he's not. And he knows a lot of stuff as well. So, that the reason why I brought that up about what that happening was because when that happened, I had people also telling me, oh, he just fucking started talking shit about Next Gen because he's a fucking racist. He likes to start shit with black people. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And excuse my language. So it every single time this racist thing comes up. Then I had people like Ken Masters that went into Intro Media because K-Mega let him in Intro Media. But K-Mega's down with us in Intro Media Gaming, the site. And I don't know if K-Mega realized or knew that Ken Masters was one of the trolls making fun of me and Bang Bang and my family. So I brought it up to Cyclonus. Cyclonus told me, hey, listen, I'm making you admin. You do what you got to do. I kicked him the fuck out after I addressed him, because I addressed him and told him, listen, you got personal. Stop saying I'm racist, because that's defamation of character, and you're messing around with who I am, and you don't know me. I'm giving you your last warning, because I am going to start making moves and complaints, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, and if I have to bring lawyers, I'll do it. That's not a problem. Not against him, but against Twitter and Facebook, so that they can do what they need to do to either get him out, where he can't be there no more, or there's going to be a problem between me, Facebook, and Twitter for allowing this dumb stuff, And it can be done if you have enough substantial evidence. Okay? And I know for a fact, because I took criminal justice for 2 years in college, in Bergen Community College in New Jersey. If people don't know that, well, I'm telling you. Okay? So, anyway, to come to basically a conclusion and the ending, or some type of ending, that's where all that misconception and misleading, information came out, and stupidity and ignorance, where, I had the feud, the misunderstanding with, where they were trying to make beef between me and Next Gen, and then they try to make beef between DirectX and Next Gen, and things like that. And it wasn't like that. It was never like that. There was never any beef. There was never any problems. There was never any animosity. It was supposed to be just in good fun, for viewership, for entertainment, so that you guys watching would laugh and have a good time and think it was funny. To some extent, obviously. But then obviously it was misconstrued, got out of hand. Boom, one thing led to another, and then it became something that was what it wasn't. So just recently, Mr. Iron Wolf on Twitter again tried to call me a bigot. He didn't try, he called me a bigot, which is basically another way of saying racist. And that nobody in the community of PlayStation and nobody in the community of Nintendo would do that. Okay? And to be honest, Nintendo guys, I never see them do things like that. They stay to their own. They just stick to their own kind. I've never really seen them get to that point or offend anybody. I can give them that. But I've never seen it really from the Xbox side either. Maybe once from one person and people that we don't really associate with. So, I showed him when Alex X Samar was talking to people, which he's a pony, right? Or donkey dick, like I like to call him. And other people that I didn't even know on Threads, which was brought to my attention as well, saying that I was a child molester. And that I must bring kids in this van and bring them home to me before I play Sea of Thieves to fuck them. And things like that. Outlandish things. And I have all the evidence and proof. Because again, if it continues, I'm going to take legal actions. And I'm letting people know because that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make sure that somebody pays. Because that's defamation of character. And I don't deserve that because that's not who I am. And I don't need my kids always scrolling through my stuff, because they follow me on Twitter, they follow me on YouTube, and seeing those comments and those derogatory things from people about their father, that it's invalid and it's false. It's furthest from anything of truth. Because I'm nothing like that. I'm a good dude. I'm not like that. I'm very respected in my neighborhood. And yeah, I still live in the project area. Yeah, I do. Everybody in the projects area know me by name. When I walk out, I can leave my car unlocked. Okay? I can leave my car with anything in it, even money. Not even the crackheads in my area will touch my car. Because they know me. I have something that's very valuable. And that's called respect from the people. And it's because of how I am, how I treat them, and because they know I don't play that bullshit. I don't play games. I don't talk. I can handle business. Always have, always will. Talking is for bitches. You have to handle the situation and nip it in the bud, which I hope I'm doing now with this video. I'm not going to do this no more. This is the last time I address it. But I needed you guys to see and understand all the details possible that I can offer to you. And I know there's things I probably missed out because I'm making a 3-year thing that's been going on for 3 years into something within a video within a 40 minutes time span or 50 minute time span. And I hope you guys are strong enough that I don't bore you and obviously listen to the whole video so that you can get the whole gist of it and be like, damn, maybe perhaps with this video I've been wrong about Hebot. I thought, that he really was what people are claiming him to be, but damn, he's not, based on what I'm telling you. And I know you don't have to believe me. There's people that still not going to believe me, still going to think that I'm this and I'm that, and that's fine. But for the most part, I'm doing my part. I'm letting it out, all the things that are rubbing me the wrong way, because I'm not going to keep sitting back and not doing anything about it. That's just not me. That's not my MO. I can't do that. And that's just maybe the man in me. That's just maybe my integrity. Whatever the case may be. The point is, I'm hoping that with this video, you guys can gather enough information with what I'm telling you to see a different perspective of who I am. And I'm talking mainly to the people that are out there calling me a racist and that think I'm a racist, that might think I'm a woman beater, or that think I played, that I disrespected Next Gen, or that think I disrespected Iron Wolf, or that think that I did Time for Pincers wrong, or whoever else I mentioned in the video that was something negative. To this day, I'm still getting attacked with trolls and stupidity and ignorance. I don't let it bother me. But from this point forward, 2019, I'm going to do nothing but positive. I'm going to nothing but gaming, pop culture, movies, and toys. Well, toy collecting. So, and anybody of you guys that want to do anything with me, just hit me up. I'll try to make the time. I'll be honest with you, I'm very busy. I'm always back and forth. Like right now, I just picked up 2 of my kids while doing this video, and you guys probably didn't even notice or realize, only that I was driving. So, again, the last thing that happened in the incident was with Iron Wolf on Twitter. So I showed them the proof that Pony's doing things, calling me like a cokehead, a child molester, raping kids, all kinds of crazy stuff, to prove to him that he's wrong. There is people in the Sony side that are extremists and that are not only fanboys but are disrespectful, childish, ignorant, and pieces of crap, basically pieces of shits. That is not what he's saying it, because what I said was showing a woman that was buying a bunch of photograph Black Friday, buying like 40 PlayStation 2 bundles from Spider-Man, and she had 3 cards, and the woman had like a swana, I forgot what it's called, that the Arab women use, okay, and even the Indian women use, but I think it's called something else. So she looked like to be Arabic or maybe a Muslim, that from the religion that wear it or whatever. I'm not really sure. Because I was trying to be descriptive. I didn't want to be disrespectful, It is a young woman or a middle-aged woman. First of all, she's a woman, and secondly, I don't try to disrespect people's religion or belief or even culture or that they come from, nationality. So, and he tried to skew that and turn it into I was a bigot. And this is the type of people that represent Xbox. He should get automatically kicked out or blocked. He's a piece of this. And so for all those who've seen that recently, I'm letting you know the dirt of what Mr. Iron Wolf has done to me since day one. And, I have the proof in my channel that I was always genuine with him and try to be a good friend after I met him, because I'd never had no beef or animosity with him. So, so you can see why the word and term fraud came from, because he did it not only to me, he did it to the boys in DirectX. Even the name DirectX came from Master Chief. He gave him the idea, said, call it the DirectX show for DirectX, the actual API that Microsoft has created. And there's other people that he told some really, really outlandish stuff that would prove that he's beyond anything you would think. Like, you would say he really is the bigot or he really is the racist. But it's not in my place to say it, because I don't have all the details. Plus, I'm going to respect the privacy of those people that told me, that I knew talked to him frequently and on a regular, because I love those people. They mean a lot to me, and they're good friends of mine. So, guys, it's been a pleasure sitting here trying to break everything down. Big shout outs to all the ones that, rock out with me. And even those who don't rock out with me, that still have respect for me, Like a Next Gen, or, I don't know, like a dealer, or like a crap, or like a move. Even though, they don't look at me as, worthy of being on their circle or hanging out from time to time, or whatever the case may be, which doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. I'm just trying to be descriptive for the sake of being descriptive, so you understand where I'm coming from. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope this video helps clear out a lot of things and give you a different perspective of if He-Bot really a racist. I really hope that you're not afraid. You reach out to me. If you want to follow me on Xbox or Twitter, just reach out to me. I'm a cool guy. I'm not a monster. I like to rock out with people. And if I can play and do something with you down the road, I'll be more than glad to make the time for you. I won't, like I said, I won't promise this right away, but I'll definitely try to make time for you. You can ask those around me that are my friends, that are my family, that they can tell you. People like E-Rock and people like Sega Forever, Sega Man, Master Chief, Sir Merkham, J-Log, Ghost Rider, Big Kahuna, Chuck Master, all those guys like Dorian and Christoph and Deploy and Microbox. All those guys will tell you the type of guy I try to be and am, basically. What you see is what you get. I'm never disingenuous, right? Beautiful word, in my opinion. But, you guys, I think, know what I'm trying to allude and say. So, thank you again. If you stayed to the whole video, much love and respect for you giving me the respect to hear me out. Because that means a lot to me. That shows that you have appreciation, or it shows that you at least giving me the benefit of the doubt, and shows that you have a good character and love towards me, that you gave me the respect to make time for me in your busy schedule, because the video looks to be about almost an hour long from what I'm seeing in the camera. Xbox for life, like a sickness that cannot be cured. That's just a saying. That's my slogan. Don't be triggered, people. It's all fun. It's all in gaming. See you in the gaming field. Let's rock out 2019. Let's make it all about positive gaming and good fun. But remember, console warring that you can do in good taste or done right is still fun. It comes with the territory. It's been there since the beginning. Since Atari, since the arcade, since Pong. It's just gaming. It's part of the culture. Love you guys. See you soon. Until the next one.